Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at INJ, Injective, seeing what's going on. We're going to draw out some new fibs here and kind of just see where we're at with things because it has changed a lot since we last looked at it. So we're just going to verify a few key factors and just confirm we've lost potentially a key level support here at about that 39.50 mark. We've discussed that previously being an important level. So let's see if that's a possibility for us here, or generally what is going to be a good probability of success. Because again, when you take trades, folks, you're just increasing the odds of success in either direction, right? By taking a long or a short, right? So before you take a trade, you always look at the analysis, you look at the charts and kind of get a better educated understanding of what direction the price may head, okay? So again, is it a guarantee that it's going to move that way? No, but again, it's best to get in when move with the currents instead of against it. That's kind of the concept. So that's what we're going to be looking at here today for Injective. So let's quickly open with some awesome stuff here. Congrats to our community members here for some nice, sweet trades here. Last 24 hours, we took 80% from Atom, 340% from Audio, Polkadot 111%. A more recent trade here, Filecoin 88% in 3 days. Same thing with SEI. We got an SEI short open. It's hit its second profit target, roughly at about 30%. So that's just been the last 12 to 24 hours. Yesterday was an extremely profitable day too. Really good weekend for us. But again, didn't really take any trades over the weekend. And I might recommend you doing the same thing too, because trading weekends, while it can be definitely profitable, I don't love the volatility. I prefer, working within the traditional Monday through Friday timeframes. Me just personally, do what you want. Anyways, that's why you might see less signals over the weekend. So Injective, is this going to bounce? Where are we at here? What's the deal? Let's talk a little bit about liquidation first. Zoom in a little bit here and kind of see that we can recognize we're looking at about $47 is the heavy concentration of shorts. And then we got a pretty decent blend between 38s and 32 of longs. So those ones could get hit. Same thing with the upper range. Now, I get the question a lot, like, what's better, focusing on the the higher time frames or lower time frames? Generally speaking, the last 7 days is a pretty good estimate. And if we can see here, 47, while that's a heavy concentration, it's much further away than this lower level, okay? And that having been said, we're sweeping this lower level of liquidity here twice. So unless the double bottom does play out, we're going to be in a situation where the price action may not bounce and it may continue lower. So we'll just double check a few things here. To preface as well, Bitcoin dominance is on the rise, folks. And as this goes up, most alts are going down. Now you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean alts are going down? Doge, SHIB, Bonk, Pepe, all these other wonderful altcoins are taking off. Well, they're meme coins, folks. Meme coins foreshadow moves in markets. When meme coins go crazy, it really just implies that there's going to be a next stop for Bitcoin as potentially a lower low, okay? Again, it's not a guaranteed science there, but for the most part, statistically, we're more likely to see pullbacks in the market when altcoins, more importantly, meme coins, are going crazy, which they are right now. Okay, so just be ready for that bottom to drop out at any given point in time. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a statistical probability. Okay, folks, that's all we're looking at here is probabilities. So daily time frame. Let's quickly note a couple of things here. So let's go ahead and see, zooming in. We can see, of course, we got stochastic RSI swinging back. We're getting closer to 50 on the RSI, and money flow is right there with it. So this is not a fully bearish sign, but it is letting us know pullback could continue, okay? We got a lot of volume here. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. We got a tremendous amount of volume at the, 30, pretty much right where the price action's at. So this could very well be a pivot point. We can see, of course, previous high, more recent high, the local high effectively is bouncing, or potential area for bouncing. It's really common for the previous highs to work as a support moving forward, right? So again, as you can see, if we do lose that level, next level would be 37 as a low estimate, and then maybe about 35. 35 and 37 would be our secondary and tertiary support if the price continues lower. I'm mentioning that just because, again, it's based on volume. But as we can see here, if we take a look at the MACD, we're starting to diverge. We haven't fully diverged yet, but it's letting us know that a shift in momentum has occurred, okay? Now, do you short this coin to the bottom? Definitely not. This coin has a lot of strength. But can you have success between now and then finding some targets along the way? Perhaps, yeah. That's definitely a possibility. And again, if we're looking at the more recent relevant past here, we can see a dramatically larger support range at 35. Okay, again, that 37 is from before, but 35 is the more local support based on volume, if you will. It's more recent, okay? The reason why that's relevant is because we're getting closer to 30 on the RSI. While this is not a bottom point, we could see a pivot here in the relative near future. I prefer to buy the dip when money flow index is closer to 20 and the RSI is closer to 30. Again, if we could just take this carbon copy here of these two things and just, you know, as you can see, if they just move down a little bit lower, we'll be just fine. So again, I think it's still a little premature to consider a long, just based on what we've seen here so far. But once more, we can see some overextension too. I mean, look how far this is coming down. We got a nice consolidation effort there. We're at about a 5. We maybe have about 16 to 20 hours of continuation of the downside before the price actually does bounce. Is it going to bounce off this local support? Probably, but we don't know. There's no guarantees on that. It has proven to break below this tentative support at 39.50, which should have worked as a better support, but it's so far so not good. All right, but again, Bitcoin pulling back, Bitcoin dominance being up, altcoins are bleeding out. It's not a phenomenal situation for a lot of alts right now. Having said that, the 4-hour time frame is fairly neutral, right? We're below 50 on the RSI, typically a bearish sign. Everything's moving down, pointing down, and it's neutral in the sense that we have support, but we don't have a ton of it, okay? So to me, this is not a reason to consider a long or a short position. I prefer to just avoid these coins in this exact moment altogether. But yeah, no matter how you look at it, it's just really not ideal. Now, we are overextended to the downside here on the hourly, so we can kind of see and confirm that while we're below a resistance level, we are overextended leading into it. We could very well see the price bounce. But if you look at this here, we got a key fib level and a previous resistance candlestick closure. I think that's a weekly candlestick closure at 39.50. That, to me, being below that level is a pretty solid sign we're going to continue lower. Again, it's not a guarantee, but if we take that and combine that with HMobile Cloud, we can see we've been below the cloud for some time. Lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline. There's very few reasons to take a long position unless you're just buying, trying to buy the most recent high, expecting it to work as a low. That could happen, but again, we're not fully overextended on the 4-hour time frame. We got more room for downside on the daily. While we have a lot of support in the 35, 37, and the 39.50 range, that doesn't say anything. That doesn't tell us anything as far as the price just bouncing from that level. So again, when we have a situation like this, when the price action is kind of just, I wouldn't say all over the place, but it's got a lot of support below the price action, but we have a lot of bearish signs leading into it, that's really a cause for no trade. That doesn't make sense to take this trade. It's just too high risk in my personal opinion. Again, you're more likely to have success in the immediate short-term future shorting this coin than you are taking a long. But once more, a lot of supports in this range here where we're at, so anything really could happen. A lot of it hinges on Bitcoin dominance and or just Bitcoin price itself. Every time Bitcoin corrects itself a little bit, a lot of altcoins right now are surging to the downside. Like some of them like 5-6x of Bitcoin right now to the downside. So please, please, please be careful taking longs right now. And obviously, if you're going to consider a short, just make sure you watch it close and adjust your stop loss as you take profit, okay? Don't get greedy, folks. Even though we are in a greed market, getting greedy with trades in any market is really a recipe for failure, okay? So again, patience, pump the brakes. It's all good. Take some time off. If you're part of my trading university, or sorry, my community, watch my university videos, specifically chapter 8. I talk a lot about, walking away from the charts and how important it is to take some time for yourself, okay? So you start seeing a lot of losses, I would recommend doing something different, okay? Hit the L reset button, take some walks, figure it out. Either way, I've done it plenty of times myself, that's why I can say that. Last but not least, Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. Make sure you use my link to register, link down below. I get the question a lot about them. Yes, they are awesome. No KYC or VPN required. While they have had some upgrades here recently, it's for the best, and it's going to help our community out, okay? So again, make sure you enter into this trading competition. You have to use the link down below to register, but I think it's going to be worthwhile and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.